Oh, this should work. Testing, testing. Oh, it's working. Good evening and hello everyone. Well, I hope you're all doing well, and this should hopefully be an event. I'm hoping. I'm going to have to quickly announce that it actually is starting. The event is on now. I'm just going to give people a chance to sort of come in and sort themselves out. If you've already got teams set up, I'd advise getting into voice chat or just be ready to type along when it goes. I'm not playing Coconut Mall. I'm not playing Coconut Mall. This is the best music I could find. And if I want to play Coconut Mall, it means extra effort. I don't want extra effort. Oh, this is going to be good, I hope. But yeah, good evening everyone. Hope you're well. How are we feeling about this trivia night? It should be a good mix of like just random stuff. You don't have to be an expert, and it should hopefully come as like a good sort of reminder of a lot of things, but also there's a couple of things that I've got there that should come as like a good learning sort of scenario. I mean, if you study physics, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you should still get. I mean, it's kind of like just stuff that's already out there. It's like if you go up to a CS student, you could be like, yes, what is this? So there's two things there. My name is not Rhys. I'm not actually Rhys, and this is my real hair. Yeah, I don't understand why you think this is a wig. There we go, it's not Rhys. Yes, not Rhys. I can even do a little something. Not host. Give me a second, I've got a little thing set up. Not Rhys. There we go, and it should pop up. There we go. Not Rhys. But yeah, I could see the views going up, so I'll get started shortly. I'm just looking at the live chat, I just want to see what's going on, really. I don't even know what this music is, it's royalty-free stuff that I found on YouTube. Yeah. I promise this is my real hair. I did not steal anyone's hair, I assure you. I'll give it until 6:10 and then we can get properly started because I still see the views going up and people getting settled down. For those who haven't got a team already and you're on the stream, I'd advise looking into the Find a Team chat on the Discord, and people that have low teams, feel free to publicise them there and then people can join you. I promise you no animals were killed. We are computer scientists, so that is a virtue, that must be. I'm just going to check the numbers of the teams now. Just be a little bit sensible there, please, everyone, because we don't want like a team of 20. We kind of want to enforce like a well-rounded sort of team thing, because if there's less people in a team, then more people can have a chance to sort of speak. So if there's quite a few of you in one team, I'd advise seeing if some of you can move into another team and then you sort of work together. I promise the final question is not a captcha. Those scare me. Well, if you're all in the same team, then is it really a team? It's just a group of people. Yeah, I'm just going to check the numbers now. Okay, I can see, thank you everyone. I can see people dispersing. I could see a team of 11. Team B, if you wouldn't mind, if you could like divide yourselves into two, maybe into Team C, that could be amazing. So I'd say a maximum of like 5 or 6 people per team. So, although this is not something I'm going to enforce, it's just a recommendation. I don't see that number moving. Hopefully I don't get copy striked, I just saw that message there. Okay, so to join a team, if you go into the Trivia Night chat on Discord, if you go on the pinned messages and jump to the bottom one, you can react accordingly where all of the teams are. So I've left like reactions where you can react and you'll get joined to that team. I still see 11 people. Ooh. Right, I could see someone, please don't add all of the teams, because that is cheating. So please decide on your team, and then to remove a team, you just need to unreact. And I can actually see who's reacted, so please do not. Because then you'd be able to see everyone's answers, and we don't want that, do we? And the only prize for this, by the way, is pride. Pride is very nice. So, but the main thing here is just to be with other people, have a good time, get a drink, sit down, type, talk, have fun, hopefully. Hope this is fun, maybe, we'll see. So I'd say around 5 people per team. Definitely not 11, because that is a bit too many. I'm just going to quickly double check who's where, so we can start in a little bit. Let's have a look here. Okay, very good. I can see good teams. So it is 10 past now. Are we ready? Put your thumbs up in YouTube chat or Discord. Just let me know if this is a-okay, and I'll gladly get started with all the questions for you. I see thumbs up. That is good. I appreciate a good thumbs up. Right, let us get started. So, this first round is called Name the Celeb. And essentially, I'm going to have different questions, and you need to guess the celebrity that's related to that. Should be good, hopefully. And if everyone's ready, I will get started. So, there is no logic, because I did think about possibly adding module content, then I realised we'll probably just want a bit of downtime. So don't worry, there's nothing bad, hopefully. Okay, so first question is, who laid out the basic concept of a modern computer as a computing machine that uses algorithms? Very interesting question, I must say. I'm also going to keep track of all the questions within the Discord channel as well, so you can always look back if you need. And I'll time each question for 1 minute, so you've got 1 minute to do this. And feel free, by the way, to use all the chats to confuse other people. It might be Akin. I mean, he's a very smart man. I wouldn't put it past him. But is it though? Could it be? It's not a trick question. It might be. Okay, I believe that's been around a minute. So I'll get on with the next question. Who, considered by many, is the world's first computer programmer? I do like this music, it's a bit of a jam. I see some very interesting answers, guys. Keep it all coming. Okay, I think that's been a minute, so we'll quickly move on to the next question. Who produced a website parodying the British government's Preparing for Emergencies website? hair's getting in the way. My real hair, of course. I'm glad you think I look fabulous. I put a lot of effort into this outfit, you know. It's a daily routine for me. But yes, that is now a minute, so I will go and move on to the next question. Who was a pioneer of orbital mechanisms for the US's first crewed space flights? I know it's not Doctor Strange before I see anything like that. What hair conditioner am I using? Head and Shoulders is good. I appreciate some Head and Shoulders. Yep, so the entire theme of this quiz is going to be technology related remotely. All the questions are meant to be related to technology. That's correct. Is this an open book quiz? Well, I'd like you all to answer honestly, because there is going to be some things that you aren't meant to get, and if you do, you are a celestial. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, it's just, the idea is just answer the things that you know, and if there's some things that you don't know, then that's okay, because at the end of this quiz, I'm going to give out all the answers and a little bit of background on why those answers are. Do you want me to change the music? Or shall I just turn it down and you can put your music on? It's a sort of game show, so that's what they do. Change it. Kahoot tunes. Do I have time to do Kahoot tunes? I don't know. I'll turn it down a little bit for you though. That's no worries. There we go. Turn it up. Definitely not. That would be deafening. I'll put it there. There we go. That would do. Okay. Mix it up. I mean, I've got another song I can put on while we all wait. I'm gonna have a look. What have I got? What have I got? Oh yeah, I've got jazz tunes. There we go. How are they? Anyway, it's already been over a minute. My apologies. I'm going to move on to the next question. So, who made early entrepreneurial success by making PayPal, amongst other things? Put on Britney Spears' Toxic. It's a shout. It's a very good shout. Wonderwall as well. Soundscape, Dreamscape. I feel like if I put any dubstep on, that is just going to be ear bleeding. I'll go back to the original Game Night music though soon, because it is a bop. I do like it. Coconut Mall. Any Mario Kart music is suitable for this. I would definitely agree with that. But yep, that has been a minute, so we'll be moving on to the next question, guys. Who was one of the first female computer programmers to work on the Harvard Mark I? Okay, I see many coconut malls. I will get that sorted out, I guess. God, it's the people stream. Let's get it. There is Coconut Mall Beats to Study to, but it's higher pitched as well. Let's have a look. There's also a 10-hour version. I don't think we're going to be here for 10 hours. I hope not. We need sleep, don't we? I think. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to check that in the trivia questions. There you go. CS and sleep are mutually exclusive. I mean, I agree. Oh, hairs in my mouth. Oof. Okay, so that's been around a minute. I will continue with the next question. When Apple was founded in 1976, there were Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and one other. Who was it? I'm finding Coconut Mall while everyone answers. There's no like just normal length. It's all 1 hour, 10 hours. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Okay. I've got a 30-minute version. I think that should do us very nicely. I just hope it can do it, really. Okay, that's been around a minute, so I'll move on to the next question, everyone. Who was one of the original programmers for the ENIAC computer, or ENIAC, for those who do not like abbreviations? I've almost got Coconut Mall. It's getting there. It's almost there, kind of. Right. It's been around a minute, so we've got 2 more questions left in this round. Who created an architecture containing a CPU, CU, memory, storage, and input-output mechanisms? And by a CU, I mean a control unit. By CPU, I mean a central processing unit, and vice versa, etc. stuff. Yeah, Coconut Mall has taken its time. While we wait, I might put Might put the original song back on. Let's try this. Properties. Here we go. We're back. We're back with the amazing game night. Can people hear it? Okay, yes. Yes. Oh, Coconut Mall is on its way. On Amazon Prime. I will turn up a little bit then. I don't want to do it too loud just in case. There we go, that should do. Okay. And for the final question within the this round, what female celebrity said that computers are not really for me? It's very shocking. I know, but someone did say that. My apologies. I mean, this question, it's an interesting one. But yeah, that is the end of this round. So the next round we have is called, I don't even remember what this is called. Which answer is it? So you need to choose the correct answer from the given answers. And so I'll give you a phrase and you will have 4 answers to choose from and you must type out the correct one. So if everyone is ready, I will start with the first question for this round. Nintendo was founded in 1889. What was their first product? Was it cardboard origami, Game & Watches, playing cards, or comic books? I've realised half of the screen is gone now. Oh. I'll just like rotate myself. There we go. There we go. I'll put it like that. Yeah, I'll just put my camera up there. There we go. Oh, this is some high quality stream. Just kind of, I'm just there. Oh, that's good. I like that. I'll just stay like this from now on then. Maybe, yeah. I have to stay with that, don't I? Okay. So that's been around a minute. I will start with the next question. Oh, I have to put myself up a bit. So, what is the most commonly used password in 2020? Is it password, 123456, pass 123, or password 123? I hope this is a very, very good stream. Although I noticed there was some disliking to the last question of the last round. Yeah, some people don't really like computers apparently. But yeah, that's been around a minute now, so I will go on with the next question. What tech company didn't start in a garage? Was it eBay, Amazon, Microsoft, or Google? Am I getting Zoom sped up? What does that mean? You want the questions to be faster? Really? Question per second, just have a slideshow of them popping up. Only 1 second to do it, guys. Yeah, you need time to sort of think though. Although I've lost the ability to think, to be honest. Double speed up. Are we going to go into warp speed? I don't know what's going to happen if I do that. Negative time. Okay. But that has indeed been a minute, so I will start with the next question. In what Microsoft product was Comic Sans first published in? Was it Microsoft Bob, Microsoft Plus for Windows 95, Clippy the Office Assistant, or Microsoft 3D Movie Maker? And yes, all of these things exist. I promise I did not, randomly come up with them. I should have put there it's always been Microsoft in general. From the era Microsoft was born, Comic Sans was with us, but that is not the answer, I promise. That has indeed been a minute, so we can move on to the next question. Polygon Man was the mascot for which game console before it was removed? Was it the Nintendo 64, the Microsoft Xbox, the Sony PlayStation, or the Commodore 64? Oh. I was thinking, should I put on the glasses as well? I have many things I can put on with this, so I might do a poll to see if I should wear the cool man glasses, sunglasses. Oh, I have to do the glasses, do I? Oh, okay. I see two. I see yes and do it, so I'll do it. I'll be set back in a second. Back in 1 second. There we are. Does this work? The hair's in the way. Well, the hair's always in the way. Ooh. There we go. Hello. Oh, it works. I appreciate that. Right, so that has been longer than a minute because I was putting glasses on. So we'll move on to the next question. QR codes were first created in 1994 to track what? Was it for tracking UL usage, for vehicles as they were assembled, for toys as they were assembled, or to check the history of a product's manufacturing? You see, I'm actually not Rhys. Like, I'm not Rhys because Rhys is doing something else. He's probably sleeping. But my name is also not Rhys, like, not Rhys. Not Rhys. I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, we live in a COVID world as well, don't we? So, should I or should I not put a mask on? Or will it be too much? You wouldn't even be able to hear me speak. That is not a good idea. Anywho, let's move on to the next question. In the late 1930s, which country built an analog computer that ran on water? Was it the Soviet Union, Germany, Japan, or the United States of America? See, I was thinking of investing in cat ear headphones, but the hat, I can't really put headphones on with the hat. I'm actually glad I didn't do any logic or rather module related content because I feel like we'd all cry, wouldn't we? We don't want that, we want to have fun. We don't want the opposite of fun, which is not fun. Because we speak in semantics now, apparently. Okay, so that has been indeed a minute, so I will move on to the next question. What year was the support, unfortunately, by the way, because I do love myself some Windows XP, when was it officially ended? Was it in 2001, 2008, 2014, or 2019? That is official support. I mean, to be honest, I wish it never ended. I mean, the days when I'd play Minesweeper on end and Space Cadet Pinball, you know, those good times. No, the pinball game was good. There's no game like it. And I used to get scared when the ball fell in because it used to give you like angry noises. Very scary time, but it was a good game. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting a little bit. Moving on to the next question. So, speaking of Windows XP, what was the name of the famous wallpaper? Was it happiness, bliss, delight, or joy? Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, this is like last minute OBS streaming here. I'm gonna get the wallpaper ready. I should have done this beforehand, shouldn't I? Ooh. Give me 1 second. I'm sure those that know what I mean though when I say it's the fields with the clouds. I will chuck the image. Right. Ooh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where did I save it? If that's in a format that does not support it, that is not good. And I also forgot to, let's paste it right in there. Trivia questions, right there, there we go. 1 second, I am very new to OBS, so there, ooh, there we go. There we go. This is the wallpaper I'm talking about, guys. Oh, I need to move. There we go. There we go. Cool. I do not have a green screen. I'm not that adept with OBS, so my apologies for that. Although I'll be a lot more better, I hope, soon. I might have to get Rhys to help me there, though. Yeah. Where could I might just immortalize this image. I might just leave it in the corner. So it's just there, so we can think about Windows XP. There we go. Right there. We're branding the stream slowly. I'm using OBS, just normal OBS. Yeah. But yeah, that has indeed been a minute, and so we will move on to the last question for this round. In old computers, there was a turbo button. What did this actually do? Did it speed up the computer, slow it down, reboot the computer to a higher refresh rate, or was it just a legacy button that had no use because the manufacturers could not be bothered to remove it? I see, I was thinking about putting unregistered Hypercan 2 on maybe the corner. I'll think about it. I love how, like, I did all the additional stuff and then everyone's like, Coconut Mall. Oh yeah, Coconut Mall. I totally forgot about Coconut Mall. Ooh, do I do it though? Do we want the risk of, copyright? Ooh, do you want copyright? Ooh, no, we don't want that. Do I get Coconut Mall? Did I even get Coconut Mall? I can't even. I would not be a good streamer, me. I'm just making it all. I do indeed have Coconut Mall. I will get Coconut Mall. Bear with me just 1 second. Let's turn that down, ready? Because I don't want to blast your ears with Coconut Mall. Although some people might want that because it's Coconut Mall. So there we go. There is Coconut Mall. How is that? Is that an alright volume? Okay, coconut mall. I'm not base boosting it, no way. I want to keep my career in check. I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. Okay, so that was that round there, everybody. I hope you got all the answers, and just to remind you all of the questions are within trivia questions. Just so if you want to go back and check your answers, then you can do so. So the last round we have is called What's That Word? It's a very original name. Yeah, I know. And essentially, based on the phrase, you need to get the right word relating to the question. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So, what term refers to all kinds of harmful software, including viruses, spyware, worms, and Trojan horses? Fun fact, I originally thought Trojan horses was a virus where you had horses jumping around your computer. Time when, you know, things were different. The time when I was on my Windows XP. Bonsai Buddy, wow, that hits me back. It's the fact that it was really interesting that a lot of these like extensions and stuff like that were viruses, although it made sense for malicious people because it was a quick gate into things that were going on. I mean, the horror of having horses jumping around on your desktop, I'm sure that would freak anyone out. Although there's that goose simulator, I recall, that like brings Windows in and shows memes and stuff. That's welcoming, but I wouldn't want horses jumping around. That is very scary. Anyway, that has indeed been a minute, so I will swiftly move on to the next question. Okay. What is the term used for a reasonably detailed sequence of steps designed to solve a problem or perform a task? This could be anything. I mean, I made a tea earlier. Yeah, sure. It's trivia night. We can spill out anything that is fact. Do we have any song requests, or is Coconut Mall the spot? Do we want to go back to game night music? Or, yeah, there's freedom. Oh, I don't have Britney Spears on hand. I'm sorry about that. I mean, Toxic is a good song. Tradition. But that has been a minute, and I'll move on to the next question. Okay. Which unique property among Caesar ciphers does a rotation by 13 places have? That's the abbreviation there. Me channel music. I'm interested to see what music I have, because a lot of the stuff is just kind of there. I wonder if I have any interesting stuff. But also appropriate for a night of this caliber. And I also have one song that's reserved for the intermission that we will have at the end of this event, because I know everyone will have a bit of a chill after, so. Oh, 3DSs are brilliant. And then I broke mine. Not out of rage, it's just, it was on its way out. Played it too much. Windows XP startup sounds slowed down. That is a great symphony. Very, very popular. Okay. So that's been a minute. I will move on to the next question. What is the low-level software used to support basic computer functions? Oh, I've realised I'm back on stream now. Like, the question isn't covering half the screen. Hello. I forgot I was even here. Okay, so that has indeed been a minute, and we can move on to the next question. This is a bit of a big one. Oh, it's okay, cool. So, what is... Oh, give me a second. I'm hearing myself in the stream. There we go, okay. What is it called when cybercriminals methodically try logging into your account using every possible combination of characters until they get the correct password? It's a very large question. And also I've just seen a comment about 3.4 being vague. I'll accept any good answer. Could be anything really. Could even be Windows XP. I used to watch the regular show, it was a very good show actually. And also Adventure Time, good show. Amen. Amen. Okay, so that's been around a minute, and I'll happily move on to the next question. I want to get a new drive to store data on, but thinking about how this was in 1990, what would I likely be recommended? I will look at this song now. Let's have a listen. Caramella Girls. I'm talking about the storage medium. Sorry, yeah, I should have clarified that. Although, bonus points if you can mention the maximum capacity of that storage medium. Oh no! Oh yeah, Rhys is asleep. Yeah. Okay, we can move on to the next question. Very short one. What is pixel short for? Which caramel dancing girl is your spirit animal? I'm not going to lie to you, I don't even know the show. But I will gladly have a look at who is my spirit animal. Let's have a look. I need names. I need... Where am I looking? Oh yeah, sorry. My spirit animal in general is Britney Spears. Yeah. Okay, that's been around a minute, and we can move on to the next question. This is a bit of a big one. So, I access my banking app. Once logged in, I receive an SMS message, and I must input the code it gives me into the app. What is this known as? Okay, that has been around a minute, so I'll move on to the next question. When referring to a website's address, what does URL stand for? Oh, we're almost, we might actually finish on the dot. That is apparently good time management from me. That is quite shocking. But yep, that's been around a minute, so I will end with the last question here. HTML, CSS, not the society, the language, and JavaScript are all languages used in what kind of development? Oh, that reminds me, I do need to put different music on, don't I? We got Coconut Mall. I didn't get the the other music people mentioned, but I can, however, put on another absolute bop. Let me just find it. Of course, we have to go with Happy Happy Game Show. That's a given. But there we are, those are all the questions. So it's not over just yet, so you've put all your answers down. I'm going to go to an intermission now, and it will be around 5-10 minutes, so people can feel free to go get a drink and all of that malarkey. And when I come back, I'll go over all the answers and give a little bit of background into why the answers are what they are. So, yep. Thanks to everyone who's taken part, and come back soon. It'll be around 10 minutes. And here's the lovely intermission music. Hello everybody, I hope you all had a nice little break during that intermission, and not Rhys is now gone, I'm replacing him. He's very tired now, so I decided to come in and take his place. First and foremost, how did everyone find that? Was it okay? Was there any good questions, bad questions, and are we all ready to get the answers? Oh yeah, so I did miss the quiz. Yeah, I was asleep, you see. Catching up on it, really. I am now not Rhys. Yeah, so hello, I'm Rhys. Yeah, not Rhys is gone now. He did leave his hat behind though, so yeah. But I have looked through all the answers very quickly, and I have seen some very good ones. And yeah, and first thing I should say actually is thank you all for coming along. I hope you all had a good time. And yeah, I'm going to give a little bit of background into each of these little answers, and yeah, hopefully you've learnt something new today. So, I'm going to get my little setup again. So, starting with the first question. Who laid out the basic concept of a modern computer as a computing machine that uses algorithms? It was Alan Turing. Now, to give a little bit of background on there, the Turing machine is a system of rules, states and transitions. It was first described in 1936 by Alan Turing, and there are two purposes for this machine: deciding formal languages and solving mathematical functions. Turing machines are actually one of the most important formal models in the study of computer science, and I really do think without it today, we really wouldn't be in the position we are with computation, really. So, I did meet Alan the other day, Alan Turing, sorry. Had a pint. He was actually quite a nice guy. So, yeah, there we are. That's the first question. Moving on to the second question. Who, considered by many, is the world's first computer programmer? It is Ada Lovelace. So, she worked extensively with Charles Babbage and his analytical engine. She published works which provided a really good foundation for computer programming, and among her works is the following quote: "You may say most aptly that the analytical engine weaves algebraic patterns just as the jacquard loom weaves flowers and leaves." A lovely quote. It really does make sense. It really does. So yeah, that was the answer to the second question. The third question is, who produced a website parodying the British government's Preparing for Emergencies website? Of course, this is the man, the myth, Tom Scott. I mean, of course, how would it not be, you know? And a little bit of funny information that I found about him. In 2010, he actually lost a bet, and he had to run for Parliament in the cities of London and Westminster, and in the Westminster constituency as Mad Captain Tom. He assumed the same role in his university's 2008 race for presidency, and he actually won this. And some of the things that Tom said within this was to scrap taxes on rum, have schools teach swordsmanship and gunnery, hand out 3 rolls of duct tape to fix broken Britain, and put a 50% tax on downloads of Cheryl Cole MP3s as he doesn't actually like the singer. Surprisingly, he actually got 84 votes, which is around 0.2% of the total. Quite surprisingly, that is quite a lot for what he was given, but for many I think that is actually quite a good way. But yeah, that was the answer to question 3. Now moving on to the next question. Who was a pioneer of orbital mechanisms for the US's first crewed space flights? That was Katherine Johnson. Now, Katherine studied how to use geometry for space travel, and she figured out the paths for the spacecraft to orbit Earth and land on the Moon. NASA used this amazing intellect and her calculated math, and it actually worked. And when asked about her greatest contribution to space exploration, she would talk about the calculations that helped sync Project Apollo's lunar module with the Lunar Orbiting Command and Service module, so 2 modules working together. She worked for NASA for more than 30 years, retiring in 1986. And she said, and I quote, "I love going to work every single day." I mean, it's NASA. This is excellent. So, yeah. That was the answer to that question there. And moving on to the next question. Who made early entrepreneurial success by making PayPal amongst other things? And this was, of course, Elon Musk. Now, to give a little bit of history about how he was successful. He started by making the company Zip2, which is a software company partnered with his brother in 1995. And after a bit of time, he did actually sell this and became a millionaire. And that's when he started X.com, which merged with Confinity, the company, to make PayPal, where he then focused on growing that part of the company. And of course, he then started SpaceX, became the CEO of Tesla. So anyone can do anything, it seems, no matter the past. So yeah, any of you who are entrepreneurial, please go ahead. I know we've got a startup stock talk fairly soon, so maybe you'd be interested in that. A little bit of a plug there. So, moving on to the next question. Who was one of the first female computer programmers to work on the Harvard Mark I? And this was Grace Hopper. So, Grace had the idea that programs could be written in a language that was close to English rather than the machine code or languages, such as assembly language, close to machine code. So she led the work of the COBOL or COBOL language based on this philosophy. It became really successful, and as it wasn't copyrighted, programmers could actually use it. It then became the universal language for business coding in the governments, in industry and commerce. She also did work in the Navy to work on missile problems in 1943, as in 1944, the Navy used one of the first electronic computers. So there we are, that is awesome. And of course, yep, shout out to the Grace Hopper Lab. There we are. So moving on to the next question. When Apple was founded in 1976, there were Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and one other. And this one other was Ronald Wayne. Now, Ronald Wayne joined Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak in 1976 and founded Apple. Wayne met Jobs at Atari and gave it oversight during Apple's first few days, but then sold his shares soon after for a total of around, I think it was $2,000, which is worth about $9,000 now. If he did actually keep the stake, he would have now had 60 billion in his pocket. But even then, he says that he lives it without regret, and it made sense during that time to do that. And he continued to work with Atari thereafter. Today, he's actually retired and he sells rare stamps and coins. And yeah, assembly is great. It's just for people, of course, it can be hard to comprehend, I'm sure. So, yeah. Right, moving on to the next question. Who was one of the original programmers for the ENIAC computer? That would have been Jean Bartik. Now, she was selected as the programmer for the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator, that is what it's actually called, and which was one of the first electronic digital computers. It could perform a calculation in 30 seconds that would take Bartik and her peers around 20 hours. Interestingly enough, the computer actually had to be hardwired separately for each calculation by setting thousands of switches and altering many cable connections. This was thereafter converted to a stored program machine where Jean helped write the program code. And of course today with quantum computers it will take a couple of milliseconds. So I think there could be a lot of appreciation taken for how far things have come. But yeah, there we are, and I'll move on to question 9 of the first round. So, who created an architecture containing a CPU, CU, memory, storage and I/O mechanisms? That is John von Neumann. Now, to give a little bit of a history on why this was, he created the basis for computer architecture through a 1945 draft. And it basically described a design architecture necessary for an electronic digital computer with these components. So of course, the CPU includes the arithmetic logic unit and the registers, the control unit containing the instruction register and program counter, memory storing data and instructions, external storage, and etc, etc. So yeah, it's a very good architecture to be used. And moving on to the last question, this is going to be very surprising, I'm sure it will. So, what female celebrity said that computers are not really for me? It was Britney Spears. I was very shocked. to hear about this, but this is indeed true. I have nothing to say about that apart from why. Computers are great. But yeah, that is the first round, and congrats to everyone that got full marks there. This is awesome. So, yes. Moving on to the next few questions. So this is which answer is it? So you were given multiple answers and you have to choose the right one. So, I'll start with the first question there. Nintendo was founded in 1889, and what was their first product? It was actually playing cards. So Nintendo began by making handmade Hanafuda playing cards, and once the playing card market got really saturated in the mid-60s, the business took off selling the Ultra Hand, which was an extending arm toy selling over 1 million units. Thereafter, Nintendo actually acquired the Japanese distribution rights and shipped their first ever gaming system, the Famicom, in 1983. The Famicom was actually pretty cool. Good nostalgia piece there. So there we go. I mean, I had to fit Britney somewhere. It was a given. I have to pay homage to Jacob's amazing quizzes, so it had to go somewhere. Yeah. But, yeah. Moving on to the next question. So, what is the most commonly used password in 2020? This is 123456. And for those that put down password, is actually the second most used password. They don't really change actually, because the top 25 passwords have barely changed, and 7 of these are actually made up of 6 or less characters. So if any of you somehow have any of these passwords, make sure to change it, because people can easily get into your anything really. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to QWERTY123, of course. There's many different passwords that are commonly used, but the top sort of 5 really don't change often. So yeah. So moving on to the next question. What tech company? Oh, it hasn't even come up yet. Sorry. What tech company didn't start in a garage? This was actually eBay. eBay started in the San Jose living room of Pierre Omidyar, and it was originally called the auction web in 1995, where the first item actually listed was a broken laser pointer. And supposedly this was sold to a collector of broken laser pointers, and it was sold for around $15. And of course it was later changed to eBay in 1997, and yeah, there we go. So that was the answer to that question. We'll move on to the Microsoft Comic Sans question. So, oh, I'm showing everything there. There we go. I'll condense it down. So, in what Microsoft product was Comic Sans first published in? This was in Microsoft 3D Movie Maker. Now, I noticed that some of you did actually put Microsoft Bob, and that is technically true, as it was originally made for Microsoft Bob, which was a user interface released in 1995 that used objects inside a house to represent programs. But the font actually wasn't finished in time for this, so it was made for Microsoft Bob but wasn't implemented. And for this reason, it was first appeared in the speech balloons of Microsoft 3D Movie Maker, which was a game marketed for kids to make 3D cartoon movies. And honestly, a lot of people hate Comic Sans, but come on, I mean, if this Movie Maker didn't exist, we wouldn't have Comic Sans today. And it's got a special place in a lot of our hearts. I mean, first time we did presentations, you know, Comic Sans was the first thing we chose for that, so there we are. Okay, so moving on to the next question. The format is now locked up. There we go, okay. So, Polygon Man was the mascot for which game console before it was removed? And this was the Sony PlayStation. Now, Polygon Man appeared in advertisements for the PlayStation's original mascot, but however it was soon rejected after appearing at E3 in 1995. There was a concern of how unwelcoming Polygon Man looked, but he did however have a cameo again in 2012's PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, which is a lot better than Fortnite, for the PS3 and Vita. I mean, if you were to search up how he looks, he is a scary looking fella. I wouldn't want to meet him in real life, so there we are. Yeah. So, moving swiftly on to the QR code question. So, QR codes were first created in 1994 to track what? And this was for vehicles that as they were assembled. So I've got a little QR code there, and I'll leave it there while I explain the answer. So, their origin was invented by the Japanese company Denso Wave, and as I said, it was originally used to track vehicles during manufacturing. Some clever people actually sat down and thought this does have a lot of potential, and there's many incredible uses now, such as linking to URLs, counterfeit detection, website logins, and payment. But yeah, it's a very interesting piece of technology that's used today, and very interesting. So yeah, that was the QR code question. Sorry for those who actually did scan the QR code. I had to, yeah, sorry. So yeah, moving on to the next question. So, okay, I actually have to hide that before I forget. It's just going to be immortalised there again. Or shall I leave it in the top corner here? Yeah, that's what I'll do. There we go. I don't know if you could even scan that. I'll fill it in. Right there we go. Okay. We're branding the stream slowly. Anyway, so in the late 1930s, which country built an analog computer that ran on water? And this was the Soviet Union. Now, I refuse to say his full name because I don't want to butcher it, but his name is Vladimir. And in 1936, he built the water integrator, which solved partial differential equations, and it used a series of tanks, tubes, and pumps to change the flow of water. And this was even able to visualize the invisible thermal process by the water flow, which was being affected by the distribution of heat, and therefore was used for a lot of large-scale modelling up until the 1980s. Of course, Akim would surely be proud of such a hot creation. Oh, so funny. Sorry. I had to add a little bit of cringe somewhere, so there we are. Yep, swiftly moving on to the next question. What year was the support for Windows XP officially ended? Now, this was in 2014, unfortunately. When this happened, there were still around 28% of the world's computers running on Windows XP, because it was actually quite good. There is still a way to get more support out of XP though, as there's a version of Windows XP called the Windows Embedded POS Ready system, and it's a version used by like cash registers and stuff like that. And there's also a website on the web called Windows 93, which is like this really just sort of funny emulator of Windows, and it's got plenty of cool features if you've never saw that before. So there we are. So, oh yeah, of course, it was the famous wallpaper question here. So, speaking of Windows XP, what was the name of the famous wallpaper? It was indeed Bliss. I'm gonna just quickly check it right there. There we go. So, Bliss was captured in Sonoma County, California by Charles O'Rear in 1996, which was then sold as a stock photo to licensing agency Corbis. Microsoft ended up purchasing this in 2000 to be used as a wallpaper. And today the landscape is actually used to produce grapes. And I'm not sure about you, but I do like my grapes, so I might go along sometime and get some. But yeah. Well, this is the last question now for the multiple choice quiz, or trivia night I should say. So anyway, in old computers there was a turbo button, and what did this actually do? So this interestingly slowed down the computer. Now to give a little bit of insight, this button was alongside the power and reset buttons, and some computers back in the day even had an LED display showing the clock frequency in megahertz, or high or low to indicate the mode it was running at. The turbo button was actually there to change between these two modes, as many softwares and games were used and developed specifically for a certain machine in mind, and it was tied to that computer's specific clock frequency. So come later on, when faster computers came around, the game would run a lot faster, and unless you're running Sonic, it would be kind of crazy to actually play. So there we are. But yep, that was the second bit of the night there, and we're finally moving on to the last bit right here. So these are the sort of buzzwords of computer science. So What term refers to all kinds of harmful software, including viruses, spyware, worms, and Trojan horses? Now, this is either malware or malicious software, anything related in that avenue. Yeah, but I've not got a lot of things to say about these things, so yep, I can move on to the next one. What is the term used for a reasonably detailed sequence of steps designed to solve a problem or perform a task? This is an algorithm. Which unique property among Caesar ciphers does a rotation by 13 places have? And this is symmetric, and the reason why is because if you put hello in a Caesar cipher with a rotation of 13, that becomes URYYB. And if you put URYYB back through the algorithm, you get hello again, and therefore it's symmetry. So there's the explanation there. So the next question is, what is the low-level software used to support basic computer functions? I put down operating system, although there is a relatively few different answers you can put for that. It was a bit vague, and I'm sorry about that. Although I hope the rest of the Trivia Night. I hope the rest of it has been good. There we are. The next bit, what is it called when cybercriminals methodically try logging into your account using every possible combination of characters until they are getting the correct password? That is a brute force attack. Shout out to Afnon if you don't know who they are. They are awesome people. Moving on. I want to get a new drive to store data on. Thinking about how this was in 1990, what would I be recommended? And I put down a floppy disk. Now, I don't know on the top of my head the maximum capacity for a floppy disk, and if any of you know, that is actually really cool. But yeah, they're obsolete now, like they're just not used really anymore, I don't think, unless you want to have a bit of a nostalgia. I think the computer science tree has a couple of floppy disks, and if not, I'll leave one on there. But yeah, moving on to the next question. So, that's a very big question, sorry. What is pixel short for? That is picture element. Moving on. I want to access my banking app. Once logged in, I receive an SMS message and I must input the code it gives me into the app. What is this called? This is a very bad, actually, two-factor authentication. Of course, authentication has come a long way and there's many different ways you can approach it, but yeah, that's what that was there. So, 2 more questions. When referring to sort of lines, is absolutely fine. Okay, it was buffering. Sorry about that, everyone. My computer is not liking me streaming, is it? Yeah, I'll repeat again if you didn't hear. So, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are all languages used in website development or full-stack application development. Anything along those lines is good. So there we are. There we are. Sorry for that for the stream coming down. I hope we can fix that in post. But that was the trivia night. I hope you all had fun. Hope this was eventful. Very good for all of you. Thank you for all coming along, and I'm going to open up. I think people are already in the Jacob's wine cellar, but I'll quickly move over there just so we can have sort of a post-event sort of chill out session. And yeah, I'm glad everyone came along, and I hope you all had fun, really. Who won? I mean, everyone won, really, didn't they? The fact that you all came along was awesome, so thank you, honestly, everyone, for coming along. And yeah, I mean, for whoever did win, congratulations, you've got pride. Yay, cool. But yeah, again, thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure to do this, and yeah, hope you can all chill now.